Hello everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about Kaoru Mitoma because I tell you what, Brighton and Hove Albion are not only flying, they're not only scoring so many goals it's ridiculous, but they're dominating every single team that they come up against. Not only has Roberto De Zerbi changed this completely, I wanted to just get into the fact that Kaoru Mitoma has had one of the biggest impacts that I think that any Brighton player has had in recent history, to be honest. I couldn't tell you anyone that's like Mitoma and has had a similar impact, apart from perhaps Anthony Knockaert. He is that good. Obviously, Kaoru Mitoma won the Japanese MVP/Player of the Year award for Japan, which is unreal, by the way. Full credit to Kaoru Mitoma because it's well deserved. What a footballer he truly is. One of the probably most technically gifted, I'd say, that I've seen at a Brighton team in ever. The way that he's come in and almost changed the way we attack has been nothing short of a revolution for Roberto De Zerbi's men. Now, the way I'm going to look at it is, when we come forward on that left side with Pervis Estupiñán, Kaoru Mitoma, and obviously on the right side we've got Solly March. Now, you would probably have thought that only a year ago that wouldn't have been enough to be able to even think about competing for mid-table. And yet here we are talking about a potential European spot. Now, Mitoma was one of those that was raised in obviously a Japan university and actually rejected a contract to be able to sign for a professional team at 16 years old. Instead, he chose to stay at a Japanese university and decided to kick on and try something different and almost look into the research and studies behind running. He isn't the fastest sprinter you've ever seen, but he is certainly one of the most agile and quickest, by the looks of it, players for a Brighton side. When he's on the ball, he is rapid and he's got an insane acceleration to be able to get away from nearly every centre-back or defender or any right-back, left-back, whoever it might be, midfielder. To even be able to get away from them that quickly is ridiculous. And I'm this excited about a player for the first time in ages, and obviously Roberto De Zerbi even came out and compared him to Mykhailo Mudryk, who's obviously signed for Chelsea for 100 million. To be able to compare him to Mitoma as a Brighton fan is just insane. I'm going to start from the beginning here with Mitoma because, as I said to you, he's changed the way we attack, but then equally as Roberto De Zerbi, and it suits Mitoma to a T. Both Solly March and Mitoma were both known for playing in that left-back role, and obviously now they are individually two of the best wingers in the league. Statistically, I mean, Mitoma is literally one of the most threatening players on the break in possession of a football when he's running at an opposition. I mean, you saw what he did to literally Trent Alexander-Arnold against Liverpool. It was insane to watch, and some of the football that we were playing, the passing movement, the intelligence in that midfield just allows Mitoma so much more space to be able to utilise his skill in coming forward, breaking inside, cutting the lines, and equally scoring goals and putting in assists. Mitoma hasn't really been one of those that's even been known in the football world probably until the last year. I think that when you look back now on his JLeague stats, on his JLeague performances, and on his USG performances and his USG stats, you can just see everything that he was doing then was way ahead of the curve of what he's doing now in the Premier League. Now, as I said, he suits Roberto De Zerbi to a T, and by that I mean the way he uses the space is a joke. It is too good. It is unthinkable. Every single pass is perfect. Every single ball across the box is perfect. Every single weighted through ball is perfect. Every single run seems to be perfect. Shooting seems to be efficient. It's clinical. And for the first time, Brighton can say we've got a clinical forward. Evan Ferguson's broken into this team too, equally at the same time, as much as Solly March, as much as Kaoru Mitoma, as much as Moises Caicedo, because only a year ago he was recalled, by the way. Can we just put that one out there? While he was out on loan in the Belgian league. This team is new, it's fresh, it's Roberto De Zerbi, it's different, and I think that, as I said to you, for the first time in a long time, I'm excited by what I see. And the stats don't lie either. We've got 24 goals. It's the most since Roberto De Zerbi's taken over in this restart thing in the Premier League. It's the most in the Premier League in that time. And I think that to be able to say that as a Brighton fan is not only mind-blowing, but it's also deserved. And I think that we're now starting to get this reputation across the world of we played some of the best football in the Premier League. And as I mentioned, Evan Ferguson, right? He's probably the closest to a Glenn Murray-esque sort of player, and it complements us. Everyone knows Brighton have needed a striker, and potentially Ferguson saved us millions. You would have said that Ferguson perhaps wasn't, again, ready. He's 18. Under Graham Potter, perhaps he wouldn't have even had a chance at the starting 11 yet. He'd probably been on loan in League Two at the moment. And you, at the time then, you would have probably said, and fair enough. I mean, if he's 18 years old, we always believed in raising players gradually and putting them out on loan and waiting the long game. And maybe we were just too passive. And it now looks like we've got this new mentality of being ruthless and lethal, and everything we do is so on point and efficient. the way he drops deep allows Mitoma to be able to almost play as a centre forward. And Roberto De Zerbi said to me in a press conference only last week, positions don't necessarily matter in his team. It's about the quality of the individuals that he's got. And if you're good enough, you can essentially play everywhere. And you can see that in the team that we've got at the moment. Sometimes Caicedo was deepest back. Sometimes Mitoma was playing at left back, clearing the ball out. Sometimes you've got Solly March playing at left wing back. Then you've got him on the right side, cutting in. Everyone's playing everywhere. Lewis Dunk's almost playing in midfield at the best of times. Levi Colwill fits us like a glove. Purvis Estupiñán helps with pretty much everything. And everything just works. And it doesn't seem to matter where everyone is. Alexis McAllister's good enough to play anywhere in the midfield. Equally as Adam Lallana on his day. Pascal Gross can free roam. Everyone's allowed to just play wherever they feel is best for them. And coming up against the Liverpool side that really, 2 years ago, you would have been saying should be beating us 2 or 3-0. We're now beating 3-0 and we're perhaps disappointed we didn't get 4 or 5. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. And that's just some of the analysis of De Zerbi ball, of what we're actually witnessing at the moment. It is insane. But full credit goes down to the players equally as much as De Zerbi. De Zerbi's getting the very best out of the hard work. Everyone seems to be running. If you don't run, you're not in the team. As we've seen Leandro Trossard's situation, which is a whole nother ball game, which I'm not going to get into today. If you're not going to be up for it, if you're not going to give 100%, you're not in the team. And he's put Ferguson there, he's put March in there, he's put Mitoma in there. They've coped and been probably one of the best front threes that I've seen in the Brighton shirts. It's just mind-blowing. It really is mind-blowing. Now to round this off then, I just want to say, I don't want to jinx it. Obviously, De Zerbi's come out and said that we are 60% of our potential at the moment. 60%. We've just beaten Liverpool 3-0. We've scored the most goals in the Premier League. We're sitting in a European spot, potentially, but we're only at 60%. What's De Zerbi saying here? How good can we be? And I do mean that genuinely. How good can we be? Because it is exciting as a Brighton fan. And I don't mean to get too carried away because I know that it's a long season, but at the same time, when you can see this sort of football and watching it from the West Upper every game and the season ticket, you just see it and you're like, this is us. This is actually how we play now. And it's mind-blowing. It really is. And to be able to do this as my first YouTube video back feels good. I hope you have enjoyed this. I mean, I might be doing a little bit more analysis now. I think that seems to be where I fit best in talking genuinely, as opposed to maybe a little bit all over the place. Hello, no, I can't be doing that anymore. I am nearly 22, right? But no, thank you all for listening. It has been an absolute pleasure to be filming again. I hope that I can be doing this a lot more. I know that I keep saying I'm back and I disappear, but there has been reasons for it. I mean, as you can see, a lot of stuff is going on. But I hope you have enjoyed this YouTube video. Of course, like, subscribe, anything you want to do. I do appreciate it a lot. And I will see you in the next video. That was good.